Hello, 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 and welcome to Doing Business with Love. And today I am super excited to introduce to you Moira Kilpin, or Mo. And she is an intuitive graphic and web designer. And I'm super excited to talk to her because she's like she is the designer for my Wealthy Reader deck. So I'm like, and we're going to be talking about that and all sorts of other stuff. So welcome, Mo. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm really excited to be here.
Oh yeah, this is like so much fun. And I can't wait to share a little bit of the cards with our viewers later, but it's going to be later. So let's start off with you. I'm so excited. Anyways, here we go. So, Mo, the first question I ask all the guests is, how do you infuse love into your business?
That is a big question, but I think that the most important thing is to just approach every project with compassion. Especially with the creative work that I do, it can be really emotional for me, but it can also be really emotional and energetic for my clients as well. And I think a lot of the time they don't even realize that before they go into a project.
Yeah. We had our own thing, so we had our own thing.
Come up.
And stuff comes up, right? And you really do. You really do put your heart and soul into your work, right? And it is a creation process.
Very much so. And it's important that my clients understand that it's going to be energetic on both sides, that things will come up for them. It won't go exactly as they expect. Things will shift and their targets will change as through the process. It just happens. But on the other side of things, it's energetic for me too. And I want the space to really pour my heart into it so that I'm doing my best work. So, it's important to communication and that we're both going into it with that understanding and compassion to create the space to really make amazing and magical things.
Yes, and because there is magic behind everything you do. So there really
Absolutely.
is. So why and how did you start your business?
About 3 years ago, I was a stay-at-home mom, and we were living in poverty, and it was really hard. We were not paying our bills. We were barely eating. I was like skipping meals to feed my son, crazy tough. So I was desperate, and I needed to find something to help make money, but also something to fulfill me, because I hadn't intended on being a mom. And when it happened, as much as I adore my son, it was not something I was ready for or really equipped for. And
I think a lot of people
I was bored by the time he was 2 or 3. Yeah, absolutely. By the time he was 2 or 3, I needed something else to fulfill my soul as well. And also I needed to make some money. So I started searching. And I actually had a couple other businesses before I ended up with this one. It kind of fell into my lap. I was working in Canva doing my own graphics for a copywriting business that I was attempting to run. I say attempting because I was horrible at it, but it led me here. So that's all that matters. I was doing all my own graphics for my copywriting business, and people liked them. They really responded to them. And I just kind of thought, maybe I could do this for other people. So I kind of put it out there to build a portfolio, to build a couple free graphics for people. And I actually ended up doing like 50 free graphics. And I got such an amazing response and built a great portfolio right off the bat. And it just kind of went from there. It built into what it is today. And excellent. I was able to make some money for my family, and it's grown so much, way more than I ever expected it to. And it's really become this incredible passion project for me.
Awesome. That is so wonderful, because I want to actually touch base on how you said that you attempted to run other businesses. Well, I think a lot of people start maybe one business and really expect it to go the distance, right? But the world's most successful entrepreneurs have failed at many businesses, like many, and I've had a couple myself, right? So if you have a failed business, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just keep going, expand yourself, reinvent yourself. It'll be okay. So
I think one of the most important things I try to tell my clients is that it's okay to change your mind and to change your course, you know, because people are like, oh, well, I can't quit now. I'll never make it if I quit. And I'm like, it's not quitting. It's redirecting. You know, we change, we grow, things shift. We realize that we're good at things we didn't know we were good at. We're passionate about things we didn't know we were passionate about. And we're not so passionate about the things that we're trying to do.
Oh,
and that's important. You need to change.
Yeah, it's okay to make a conscious decision to say, I'm not going to do what I don't like doing, and I am going to follow my joy. That's like, that is, and that's where it really gets to be fun and when things happen. So when things really start to like click and go forward for you. So that's amazing. I just wanted to say that too, because I had I don't know if I'd call it a failed design business, like a home staging, but I got injured and I had to quit it because I couldn't physically move furniture and hang artwork and lug around the things that needed to be lugged around and stuff like that, even though so and I switched into the tarot reading, and then the tarot reading turned into coaching, and then it turned into business, and then it's mindset. So it's all evolved. It always evolves. I just want to tell the viewers that it all evolves. It always changes, and if you're not evolving, you're not growing, and then therefore your business is dying. So expand. Anyways. So how has following your intuition in your business really helped you or hindered you?
Well, well, I don't think that it's ever really hindered me. It's definitely helped when I learned to do it. At first, you know, you have a lot of people, most people, they get caught up in doing what everyone else is telling them to do because they don't know what they're doing yet. They're new to it. And when it comes to running an online business or really running a business at all, there are rules. There are specific things that you need. But you have to learn those things and then figure out how to do them in your own way.
Yes, that's really, really key.
Yeah, and you know, everyone wants to do all of it all at once, and that leaves you with like 10,000 different social media accounts that you're supposed to be interacting on, and build a website that has all these pages, and you know, make videos and do lives and blah blah blah, and it just gets so crazy that you're overwhelmed immediately. And not to mention you're taking 7 different courses and you have 30 different freebies you're trying to learn from, and it gets crazy. You're on 7,000 lists that you need to unsubscribe from. It's crazy. So, you know, you have to be able to pace yourself and understand, what do you need right now? What should you focus on first? And I think the biggest thing there is knowing who you are and knowing who you're trying to help. And I think that's really where, for me, my intuition comes into play the most, knowing who I am and who I'm here for and what I'm here for, and focusing on those things. And that allows me to make the decisions that I need to make in all of the areas of my business that to best serve my business, me, my clients.
Oh, that's beautiful. Because I'm going to just reiterate a couple of things that you said, because you said you're on 7,000 lists. Like, if you are on 7,000 lists, you got to get off of them. Like, follow a couple of key people. Follow a couple of key people if you really, really resonate with them and if they're what you need at this time. But honestly, like, you cannot follow all people and do all things. It's just not not feasible, and it just cannot happen, right? So that is something that's really, really key there, and just focusing in and following that, what you need and what your clients need. Who are you serving, right? So who do you serve, Mo?
Well, I serve spiritually minded, conscious, wild, and witchy women.
Yeah.
That is my target, and that is who I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
Um, in a nutshell, women who do things differently, do things their own way, and aren't afraid of being controversial sometimes, different, but are really, really passionate about helping people, changing the world, not afraid to make waves, those kinds of
I cut that out. And then you froze, so that's okay. So let's get back to it. So you help spiritually minded people that are like ready to make an impact. And, and your designs are so, so fantastic. They are like, I'm going to tell you, like, if I suggest to something to Mo, it doesn't work out. Like, I'm going to say, Mo can, like, really read my mind, and she comes up with these beautiful, beautiful designs. Actually, right now, let's talk. Let's give a little sneak peek at the Wealthy Reader deck, and it's like the first tarot oracle deck on the market, the world's first business deck. This deck means business.
Yes.
It's the first that I know of, so I'm going to just claim it as the world's first. So there you go.
There you go.
So there you go. You just got to claim it. So I am actually your ideal client because I'm making a big vision with this deck. And the purple deck here is related to the major arcana. So if you know your tarot cards, they're related to the major arcana, but I'm calling them intuition. So these are, I'm changing all the names and everything, and I have a full-on guidebook. Like it's a full book, and it has action steps with that. But the first card there, creation, is nurture your projects to fruition, and that's related to the Empress card. Oh my goodness, I just love, love, love these cards. And when I saw them, Mo, like it actually going back to what you were talking about in your interview, in interview earlier, is that how it brings up some stuff. When I actually first saw these cards, I went into a deer in headlights kind of phase. And it was because it was like I had these on my mind for 2 years, and to see you actually nailed it so on the head that it was like amazing, that it just like I was like, oh my God, my dream is coming into reality. Like I talked about this with my mentor. I did this. This is like amazing. And then the four, that's the four of emotion there, which is related to the Four of Cups. And I love this image of the two people, and the solution is right in front of you. Switch your perspective. Often we don't see things right in front of us, right? So, and then confidence, that is related to, I think it's the Strength card, and have unwavering faith and confidence that you will be successful. And that is a huge part of entrepreneurship. And that, like, sometimes our self-confidence levels, if they're lower, they take a dive, and then you don't put that offer out, and you don't follow your intuition, and you don't do all of those things. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
So there's just a sneak peek there. I'll probably show a couple of more in the interview that I'm doing for myself, but I'm really, really, really excited to share these with the world. So I'm totally...
Me too.
I can't wait. It's like so exciting. And you have a deck that you created for yourself, right? Your very own deck?
Why don't I just go ahead and pull it out and I'll show you the front and back.
Why don't you pull us a card while
I have a physical copy of that. Ooh, good idea. So this is the deck. Magical You Illumination Oracle.
Nice.
And this is the back one of them.
It's okay to ask for help. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all that kind of pattern and picture and message. So I will go ahead and pull one for right now.
Yeah. Please do.
Why not?
I'm putting you on the spot, but why not? Right?
That's okay. That's all right. You got learn to be still.
Oh, that's actually a really, really important key, or the power of doing nothing, or just learn to be still and to take that time, that space to let your brain catch up with everything that's been going on.
I'm not surprised I pulled that because I was focusing on that this weekend a lot. I had some time to just kind of sit in stillness and quiet, no other distractions, no other tasks. I took a hike and I was actually outside, so it was really quiet and still. And you know, so much floods in when you just take the time to be still. And it can be really emotional.
Yes.
But really important. It's so important. And that's how really, for me, one of the most important ways to focus on my intuition as well, to help
Getting
recharge
out to
it
nature
almost,
or going
to take
going out into nature and spending that time in the outdoors is so refreshing and rejuvenating. It's so crazy. I like that with my runs, but it's not still, but I still have it's like it opens up the floodgates for flow. Like I did a 10K run. I do a 10K run pretty much every weekend at least, but yeah, but I get really good ideas when I'm running, but it's even more so when I go out into nature and take that time and I go and hug a tree and you do things like that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm a tree hugger from way back. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that card with us, and thanks for pulling up the images of the deck that is soon to be printed. I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but it's coming out, and it's coming out soon, and we're working on it. And there's going to be a nice book, and we're going to have a case for it, and it's going to be high quality, super high quality. There's going to be metallic edges. Oh, and the painting behind me is actually the back of the deck, and that was the first part of my that was my first painting that I ever did that was intuitively led. Like I do all these trees with people in them and stuff like that, but this was actually the first one that was intuitively led. So it's a big part of my spiritual journey, and I called it the Mystic Sea. So I thought, and I just love the colors. So I thought, oh, why not put it on the back of the deck? So that is the back of the deck, and it's got sparkles you can see too. Okay, so we've got this. Why is your graphics and your web design so important for entrepreneurs? Like, I mean, if you don't, like, this is so key in people's businesses. So, like, let's touch base on this.
So, if you're just starting out, it can be really overwhelming to figure out your brand, but it's incredibly important. And not just the visuals, the overarching brand that you have, your message, and you know who you are, who you're going to serve. But as far as the visual aspects play into it, you know, everything that your client sees gives them an idea of who you are and what working with you is going to be like. Mm-hmm. Your visuals can really make someone feel exactly how you want them to feel when they interact with your brand. Mm-hmm. So it's important to make sure that they're attuned to, you know, to that energy, to your frequency. And, you know, it's not just your website, but it's all your graphics, your social media, everything. Everything is telling a story about who you are and what your business is and who it serves and what it's like to work with you. Mm-hmm. And it's important that that story aligns with exactly how you want it to be and knowing who you are to begin with.
Well, it's the whole picture of it, right? So like even like the colors you like, and colors create certain feelings and emotions and stuff like that. And if you're real fiery, you probably want red. If you're really intuitive, it's probably more purple and stuff like that. And when I did my design business, I started off with black and hot pink. Funny, I'm wearing this now. And then when I switched over to doing the intuitive business, I went to white with hot pink, and it was a really crazy switch. And then now I'm really into these colors with the wishy-washy, not wishy-washy, but the intuitive flair with it, right? So and all of those in watercolors and stuff like that. I wish I knew how to paint more watercolors. This is, I just, there you go. But I don't. But anyways, so give us a couple of tips in regards to creating your brand. In your brand color, how do you choose that stuff?
Yeah, so step number one is knowing who you are, which doesn't seem like it should have anything to do with it. It doesn't sound like a visual tip, but it is. I've had so many clients who come to me and expect me to figure it out for them. And they get frustrated, I get frustrated, it's a mess.
That sounds frustrating, right? It sounds frustrating, definitely.
I mean, you know, people change, people grow, people evolve. So, you know, be ready for that. But you have to know who you are right now, who you want your business to represent, and who you want to serve. And when you know those things, that's when you can figure out what colors you really resonate with, what fonts you feel like really represent all of those things. And if you don't know, reach out to somebody like me who can help show you, oh, this is how you want to feel.
That will guide you through the process.
Maybe you don't.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you have to know who you are and who you're going to serve.
Well, and here's the thing too. You said it's again going back to who you are right now and who you want to serve, right? And if you don't know who you are right this second, like you're always going to evolve. And like 5 years from now, you don't have to keep the same color scheme. You can always change. Like I love Madonna. I'm totally a big Madonna fan. And how many times has she reinvented her look, her thing, her music, like, you know, and we all love her from when she started like a virgin to whenever then she did Vogue and then she did this, and she did whatever, you know, like all of those things. And you can reinvent yourself along the way. That's why a good graphic and web designer, especially an intuitive one like you, can really make or break your brand, because web design and graphic designs are not just a one-time thing. It's an evolution through time, right? So I know that when we do this wealthy reader deck, that this deck is going to be kind of capsulated in this time frame. And I'm going to love that. And then one day maybe I'll do another deck for something else, but that's how those things change. But at this moment, like this deck is really, really turning out exactly how I had envisioned it in my brain. And you read my brain. You read my mind. Like you read my mind. And I
was able to do that because you knew who you wanted to serve and you knew who you were. You brought me the information that I needed to create the visuals that were perfect.
And I knew that I wanted it a nice, clean, white background. I wanted it sharp. I wanted this. I wanted it easy to read. I wanted the watercolor. I wanted this. And these are the colors. I did know a lot.
But you have to have, that's important. You have to have a clear vision for me to act on. And you might not know all the exacts, all the specific details. You might not have a font that you can give me. You might not have color codes that you're ready to use, but you know how you want your clients to feel when they see it. You know who you are, you know who you're serving, and you have a vision that you're working towards. And as long as you have that, then we can create some magic.
Yes. Yes, just all of the above. Yeah. Because that's the thing. Really, we all just want to create magic in our businesses, right? We start we start our businesses with like a little flame spark in our heart. This is what I'm getting at with this whole series, is that we start it with this little idea, a little passion, a little something. It's usually created out of a need. I can't do this job anymore. I need to make more income for my family. I need to do this. I need to do whatever. I need to follow my heart. And then we start. And then we never know how big it can grow. And it can grow way bigger than you think. Way bigger than you think. Like when I had the idea for this deck, I was thinking, well, if I sell like even 100 copies now, now that time has evolved, I'm all like, well, I'd like to sell thousands of this deck, right? And I'd love to be featured all over the place, you know, like I'd love it for Hay House to pick it up and all this stuff. And like, I mean, could you imagine how amazing that would be? Like, you know, it's bigger, like just start with those little ideas. This is what I want to get at, and then create the magic from there. And
absolutely,
Mo, has been wonderful working with you on this project because she does have compassion, she does have heart, and she has intuition. She's really, really taken my vision and put it onto a graphic, which is like, even when I do my own artwork, I have a hard time doing that. So it's never what I see in my brain, right? So I don't know how, like, I actually want to ask you this. Is it like, do you see it in your head and then you can actually create what you see in your head, or do you just kind of go with it?
Kind of both. Sometimes I have specific ideas of things that I want to incorporate. For instance, with the perspective card, the idea of faces was something that immediately I thought in my head, but I wasn't sure exactly how that would translate.
Right.
So it takes that, you know, I have a symbolism idea in my head, and then I sort of work with that, and it just kind of flows. Sometimes it comes out and I'm like, well, this is horrible. This isn't right at all.
I've been there with my artwork. Yeah.
Yeah. But most of the time, I have this idea of where to start, at least a place to start. And I take that and I kind of work on it until I have something that really makes sense and that I'm really happy with. And then it's a matter of showing it to the client and them recommending tweaks or saying, well, I want this adjusted. Or maybe a lot of the time, honestly, I have people look at it and they're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
I can see how that happens.
And that's the magic, right?
Yeah, because you do logos and all sorts of stuff. So how do we find you? How do we find you, Mo?
So I'm on Facebook mostly, and that is Mo Kilpin is my profile, and that's where I do most of my stuff. I do have a page, which is facebook.com/Mo Illuminated. My business name is Mo Illuminated, so all of my social media handles will be Mo Illuminated. I'm on Instagram as well, Mo Illuminated. My website, www.moilluminated.com.
Yeah.
And my website, of course, has all of the information for everything that you could possibly want to know about working with me. So that's the best place
and
to go.
She's got portfolios and everything that you can check out. And I highly recommend working with Mo. She really does do business with love, and she does make magic happen. So much so that it scared me to deer in headlights. I had to work through some of my garbage before we continue on, you know, so here we go. Oh, Mo, it's just been fantastic talking to you. And I want to thank you so much for coming on with this series with me. It's great working with you. It's lovely speaking to you. And our brand and our website and what we put out there is so important because it creates a story for us, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
And we want a magical story. So if you need help with your magical story, contact Mo. Okay. We'll see you on the next video, and I'll talk to you again. Okay, bye, Mo. Thanks so much.
Bye.